Right, so first question is with reference to Burchan. Okay, consider the following statements. Okay, Burchans we have discussed in the sand dunes. You have in the desert areas crescent shaped sand dunes which always occur, and this is incorrect, okay, because they don't need to occur individually. They can also occur in groups. So first statement is incorrect. Strong winds blow sand in one direction. Desert region favor in the Burchan formation. That's true. Windward slope of Burchan is gentle and concave, while the leeward slope is steeping down. No. Okay, how is Burchan? If you look from cross section, this side wind is coming. So which side is steeper? Windward side. Okay, and leeward side is kind of gentle. So B. Yeah, A. A is the right option. Only one of the statement is correct. I think it's given there. So, okay, which of the following statement is incorrect with reference to relative humidity? Subtropical regions are characterized by highest relative humidity. Zones of high and low relative humidity shift northward and southward with northward and southward shift. Maximum relative humidity in the morning was lowest. Third is correct. Second is also correct. Right. So, right. What is the correct option? A, B, B. Okay. Incorrect, right? Then B. Then, with reference to Bora caves, sometimes seen in news, consider the following statement. Caves are located in the northeastern part of India, originated from volcanic eruption. Cave is the existing structure of the Middle Paleolithic culture. Stalagmite, stalactite formations are found in the cave as such. Which of the given statements are correct? So, all these are correct. They are not located in northeast. They are located in eastern part of India. So, that's the points 2, 3 and 4. Where the following statement causes slow melting of glaciers in North Atlantic. Blue blob is cold water that you find in the southern part of Iceland, south of Iceland and Greenland. Reduction in the North Atlantic, no, increase in the, you can say, North Atlantic circulation. Amplification of North Atlantic oscillation. Slowdown of the Atlantic meridional overturning circulation. Atlantic meridional is nothing but we have discussed. Near the poles you have cold water. Cold water is denser, heavier, that means it is sinking. And near equator you have the warm water, okay, that floats on the surface. So what do we have between equator to pole? Circulation, okay, that occurs. That circulation is what we call as meridional circulation, okay, submarine currents also we can say. Then answer for this one, C. Okay, 1 and 3. Second is incorrect. It should be increase in North Atlantic oscillation. Then with reference to concept of sea floor spreading, which of the following statement is correct? Sediments on the ocean floor are very, sea floor spreading. Sediments on the ocean floor are very thick. Rocks, sediments will be what? Relatively less because spreading. Rocks closer to mid-oceanic ridges are the youngest. Okay, that we have discussed. Toward trench you will have the oldest rock. Continental crust rocks are much younger than oceanic crust rock. That is also true or false? True. Why it is true? Continental crust does not subduct inside mantle, does not get destroyed. Oceanic crust is what? Continuously getting recycled. So, what is the correct answer? What they have asked? Correct or incorrect? Continental crust rocks are much younger than oceanic crust rock. So, why A? Right. Third is incorrect because it is older. Continental crust rocks are what? Older. Oceanic crust rock. What is the maximum age of ocean crust we have found? 200 million years. That we have discussed seafloor spreading theory. Continental crust you can find as old as 4.2 billion years. That's why 2 is the right option. Then consider the following statement with reference to shield volcano. Shield volcano is which is spread out over a large area. Okay, so they create like Hawaiian volcano. You have shield like structure. So largest of all, yes, okay, because large area. Most explosive volcano. Shield volcano formed by which kind of lava? Gentle lava, gentle flowing lava. That's why explosivity is relatively less. Hawaiian volcano, as you have discussed, is the best example of it. So like shield like shape. If you look at the shape of volcano, it's like this. Okay, so looks like warrior shield. That's why called a shield volcano. So over a large area, they spread because gentle flowing lava, fast flowing lava. You have low silica content. Consider the following statement with reference to temperature distribution of ocean water. Okay, temperature of oceans, ocean surface decreases from the equator towards the pole. True or false? Yeah, correct. Then we have the oceans in southern hemisphere receive more heat than the northern hemisphere due to contact larger extent. No, where is you have larger extent of land? North. So that statement is incorrect. Then the highest ocean surface temperature is observed at the equator. Okay, because of equator you have continuous rainfall. Every day you have clouds. So what happens? Near the tropical area, salinity, temperature both becomes what? Relatively high. So that's why you can say what is the correct option? A, one only. Then enhanced rock weathering increases. Enhanced rock weathering will decrease ocean acidification because it brings alkaline. Okay, this increases alkalinity, that means basicity. Wrong. Tropical climate and perennial crops favor higher weathering rate. That is correct. Okay, tropical climate perennial crops will have high weathering because temperature fluctuation happens. Okay, rainfall you have, so different types of weathering phenomena you will see. This rock weathering, however, enhanced rock weathering, that would increase basicity, alkalinity. So correct option given B. Then divergent plate boundary, simple. What is going on at divergent plate boundaries? So will you find trench there? No, trench always found where? In the convergent plate boundary. Then Rift Valley, find or not? In the Africa. Okay, CC divergence, what do we have? Rift Valley. Submarine mountain ridges, yes or not? Mid-oceanic ridge is what? Example of submarine mountain ridge. Where do we find it? Oceanic divergence. So what is the correct option? 2 and 3. Okay, C. Atmospheric circulation, this is simple. Roaring 40, furious 50. What do they refer to? Which winds? Westerlies wind that we have discussed, which blow in the southern hemisphere because the speed is very fast. No land mass as such. Discuss in class. Consider the following rivers. Suvarnrekha, Vamsadhara, Shravati, Mandvi. Which of the following river flow toward the east? So, Suvarnrekha east, Vamsadhara east, Shravati flowing in which direction? West, Mandvi in the west direction, Goa and Karnataka. So, what is the correct option? 1 and 2, C. Then Periyar river rises in the Varushnad hills of Western Ghat. River is surrounded by Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve. Kalanai Dam is built across the river. All three statements are incorrect. Periyar river originates from Annamalai. Okay, Anaimudi peak, there you have the highest peak. So Annamalai hills. River is surrounded by Satyamangalam. No, Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve, Periyar Tiger Reserve. Okay, you will find here. And Kalanai Dam we have discussed Kaveri river. Okay, Kaveri splits into Kalanai and Kaveri. So Koleru and Kaveri. So that's where you have. So all the three statements are incorrect statement. The following statement is reference to the effects of El Nino. Walker circulation is dominant in the western part of the Pacific Ocean. West coast of the South America receives less rainfall. Achha, during the El Nino, what happens? During El Nino, you have the warming of Eastern Pacific Ocean. So Walker circulation is like this. And here near South America, what kind of water develops? Okay, warm water. So near the South America. So west coast of South America receives less rainfall. Okay, that is incorrect because air is rising here. So what would you experience? More rainfall, heavy rainfall. So that is incorrect. Southeast Asia, Australia experiences heavy rainfall. That is incorrect. Because near Australia, what is going on? Wind is descending downward. If wind descends downward, what kind of situation you will have? No rainfall. So this also statement is what? Correct. It is dominant in the western part of Pacific Ocean. Now where it is dominant? Eastern part of Pacific Ocean. Okay, so that's why this is also incorrect. Right. So that is the simple Walker circulation. So you have reverse Walker circulation in this case. With reference to tide formation, spring tide occurs when sun and moon are at right angles. Okay, all the three bodies should be in the same line. Okay, then only you have the spring tide. Neap happens when sun, moon, earth are in the straight line. Okay, so that is also correct. Highest tide in the world occur in the Bay of Fundy that we have discussed. Tidal range, if you talk about, where do we have maximum, highest tidal range? That is Bay of Fundy in Canada. Okay, so B, 3 is the only right option. Distribution of salinity. Salinity decreases from the equator toward pole. Highest salinity is observed in the equatorial region. Okay, that is incorrect. Where? Tropical areas you have discussed. Why? Because of heavy rainfall in the equator. Okay, but overall trend is decreasing toward pole. So A we can mark as correct. With reference to ionosphere, simple. What does this layer do? Reflect back the radio waves. Ions are present here. Temperature start decreasing with height or increasing with height? increases. I told you that as you keep going, exosphere also 1500 to 1000 degrees Celsius some temperature, but sensible heat becomes what there? 0. That means if you put out your hand, you will not feel very hot. Okay, but temperature is high. Why? Because kinetic energy of the molecules are or ions are very, very high there. So, what should be the right option? A. Then Sea of Marmara. Sea of Marmara was in news. It is near Turkey. Sea of Marmara. So you have Black Sea region, and this side you have Mediterranean Sea. So it is not part of Russia, near Turkey. Connects Black Sea to the Aegean Sea. Snake Island lies in the Sea of Marmara. Snake Island was news. It is lying in the Black Sea. So correct option is only this one, B. Black Sea to the Aegean Sea. Two straits you will find here. One is Dardanelles Strait, and other is Bosphorus Strait. Okay, two important straits Turkey has. So Dardanelles Strait and Bosphorus Strait. So Dardanelles connect what? Black Sea to Sea of Marmara, and Bosphorus connect then Sea of Marmara to further in the Mediterranean Sea as such. So that's the Snake Island was in the news in the Ukraine. So it is lying in the Black Sea, not Sea of Marmara. Consider the following with reference to ocean relief feature. Deep sea to shoreline. Deep sea to shoreline. What is the correct option? 4. Then you will have 1. Then you will have 2 and 3. 4, 1, 2, 3. So C. Okay, we have already drawn the this entire map in the class. Then we have the type of drought. Consider the following statement. Meteorological drought occurs when the availability of water in different storage and reservoirs fall below what the precipitation can replenish. No, that is which kind of drought? Hydrological drought. Agricultural drought is a situation when there is a prolonged period of inadequate rainfall marked with the maldistribution of same over time and space. Now that is right. That is meteorological drought. So what is the correct option? D. Okay, none of the above are correct. Indian ports and primary purpose. Okay, simple. Haldia port developed to handle large scale export of iron ore from the Mahanadi Delta. No, Haldia port is where? West Bengal. So it is nothing to do with Mahanadi Delta. What do you have? Ganga Delta, we can say Hooghly Delta more precisely. Jawaharlal Nehru port developed as a satellite port to relieve the pressure at the Mumbai port. That is true. Okay, they had developed it so that Mumbai had to experience a lot of pressure, a lot of tonnage cargo. That's why pressure to be diverted. Ennore port as recent was news developed to relieve the pressure on which port? Chennai. In Tamil Nadu, we are developing. Like for example, New Mangalore port that we have. Okay, to relieve pressure on which port? Mangalore port as such. So several such ports are being developed. So except Haldia, the second and third should be correct. Yeah, so A is the right option. West coast of India has more port than east coast. What is the region? Acha, there is only one correct option here. So west coast is an example of emergent coast which provide ideal condition for port development. No, it is submergent coast. Rivers on the west coast form large deltas creating natural harbors. No, where deltas are formed? Eastern coast. Continental shelf along the west coast is very wide, making it easier to construct port. No, shelf is wider along the eastern coast also. West coast is closer to general sea route from the Middle East, Europe and North America, where major share of India's trade is carried out. Okay, so what they are asking? West of India more port. So trading perspective we can say geographical region also you have the coastline is more indented in nature. Okay, that's why geographically also it is easier to construct ports where? In the western side. Headland and embayment topography we have discussed. Okay, when talking about the coastal plain as such. So construction becomes easier, but in this question the D suits option best. So we can say. Which of the following scenarios best exemplify the core characteristic of primary economic activity? See, government fishermen catches fish. Simple. So mining, fishing, agriculture. Intensive subsistence agriculture dominated by wet paddy cultivation is generally characterized by high yield per unit area, right? High labor productivity, right? Large scale use of machinery, no. Use of manure, that is correct. So simple. 3. That means what they're asking? Correct. That means A. Use of high. High level, we have discussed yield per unit area, yield per person. Yield per person, extensive commercial farming. Okay, there you have yield person is very high. One person has what? Control over 500,000 acres of land. So their productivity becomes very high. So right, yield per unit area. We have 4th use of manure to maintain fertility. They are using input cost. They have very, very less. So A, 1 and 4. Which of the following climatic conditions are associated with the phenomena of La Nina? La Nina is reverse of El Nino. Where do you have warmer water? Eastern Pacific or Western Pacific? Western Pacific. Above normal atmospheric pressure in the Western Pacific. In the case of La Nina, air is rising near which coast? Australia. So Australia, this is which Pacific? Western Pacific. So warmer, temperature is high. Above normal atmospheric pressure. Pressure would be what? If temperature is high, pressure would be low. As strengthened trade winds, yes, that's why monsoon is strengthened by the La Nina event. So what is the correct answer? What they have asked? Point associated with the use of tropic list motion of normal to second is wrong. Then it should be C, no? Tropical Eastern Western Pacific, right? First and second both are incorrect because where we have high temperature? Eastern Pacific, this Western Pacific, and we have Western Pacific. What do we have then? The pressure would also become lower. So first and second will be incorrect, right? Trade wind is stronger. So it's like this. That's why you have low pressure here. So trade winds blow from west to east, and those winds then further push the monsoon winds toward India. So what's the correct option? 3 only. Okay, B. Exact reverse of what we have seen in the case of El Nino, that is going on in La Nina. Consider the following statement regarding the river system. Watershed is a dividing line that separates one drainage basin from other, right? That is correct. Like Vindhyas, for example, it separates the northern river and southern river, peninsular river. Drainage basin is the entire area drained by the river and its tributaries. Okay, true. A catchment area is from where river is head, we can say, head of the river, from which a river collects and drains water. So catchment area. So what is the correct option? All the three. Yeah, correct. Sir, catchment area is like, for example, if you have lakes like Betul Plateau, where you have the this Multai lake. So from there Tapi river comes out. So the Multai can be considered as what? Catchment area. Or many times you do not have like single accumulation. Sometimes what happens? Rainfall happens in forest area, and from different part of forest streams come, and then they merge to form river. So that can be considered as what? Catchment area. Yeah, so that's how you can define. Which of the following statement regarding the Red Sea is correct? Connected to Mediterranean via Suez Canal. Okay, yesterday also we discussed. Correct. Red Sea lies between Arabian Peninsula and the Horn of Africa. Correct. Right? Because how is it? So we have this is Horn of Africa. Okay, this is Red Sea, and this side you have Arabian Peninsula, and here what you have? The Gulf of Suez Canal, we can say. So this is Red Sea. Horn of Africa. Which countries are part of it? 4 countries: Somalia, Ethiopia, Eritrea, and Djibouti. Okay, so this is very important. Make sure that you cover it from map. Question can be asked about like this in examination. UPSC countries which are situated along the Horn of Africa, because this region is continuously coming in news. Yemen is continuously coming in news. Red Sea, Persian Gulf. So make sure that you go through the maps of these regions multiple times. Bab al-Mandab Strait connect Red Sea to Gulf of Aden. Okay, that is we have discussed Bab al-Mandab Strait. So correct. So C. With reference to geomorphic processes, consider the following statement. While weathering involves little or no transportation, erosion involves active transportation. Okay, that is correct. While weathering plays important role in soil formation, erosion has little role in it. That is correct or incorrect? Incorrect. Okay, because erosion then causes deposition, then movement. So they also carry out this create soiling, the soil formation process. In the context of plate tectonics, convergent plate boundary, what would you find? Trenches, right? Fold mountains, island arc, ode convergence, mid-oceanic ridge, no. Rift valley, no. So 1, 2, and 3A. It originates from Brahmaputra, Chema Yungdung, enters India in Arunachal Pradesh, Dibang and Lohitar. Right, so all the statements are correct. No, Dibang and Lohit. Okay, it is flowing like this. So where is Dibang coming from? This side, this side. So which kind of tributary? Left bank tributary, not right bank. Okay, that's Dibang. That's what you have to keep in mind. They are tributaries, but they are both left bank tributary. So flow direction is 1 and 2. 1 and 2 is correct. Then the pressure belt, formation of which of the pressure belt dynamic factors play a more prominent role vis-a-vis thermal factor? Dynamic pressure, simple. Equatorial is thermal, polar is thermal. These two are what? Dynamic. Dynamic means formed due to the movement of wind itself. So how does subtropical high pressure belt forms? Because you have the sinking of wind here. So which kind of factor? Dynamic factor. How does subpolar low pressure belt form? Because the wind rises there. As a cold and warm wind meets, warm wind is pushed upward. As the warm wind rises upward, what is created? Low pressure. So this and this both are created by not thermal factor but simply movement of wind, that is called as dynamic factor. This simply you can keep in mind. Equator, polar, thermal regions. The other two are what region? Dynamic. So what is the correct option? 2 and 3, B. Okay, B should be right option. Coming to the following states of India, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Goa, Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, how many of those generally known as major oil palm producing? So 5 Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram will not have. So what you can say? Acha, 1, 2, 3. So what they have given? All 5. Yeah, so need to check. So all the 5 is the correct option. So 2021 mission for edible oils palm in August 21. So factual question you can take a look. So all 5 is correct as per the key. With reference to northern plains in India, consider the following statement. Northern plains are formed by alluvium deposit brought by both Himalayan as well as peninsular rivers. True or false? Northern plains in India, consider the following statement. Northern plains, check which of the statements given? Correct. Northern plains are formed by alluvium deposits brought by both Himalayan as well as peninsular rivers. Very interesting. True or false? Which are the peninsular rivers bringing sediments there? What are peninsular rivers? River that originate from peninsular plateau. So Vindhya range. Okay, from Vindhya range, what is coming out? All Chambal, Betwa, Sindh, Kain, Son river. The Son river we have discussed, tributary of Ganga as such. Right, Damodar plateau. Damodar river coming from Chota Nagpur plateau. They are meeting this with the this Ganga as such. So, right. Aravali range and the Vindhya range, primarily located between Aravali range and Vindhya range. True or false? False. Okay, further extended. Bhabhar, Tarai and Khadar, because Assam you have also. Bhabhar, Tarai and Khadar are the major zones of northern plains. Okay, that is correct. Northern plains exhibit only depositional landforms. Okay, that is not correct. Erosional landform also you have, right? So, like for example, what are the example of erosional landforms? Meanders, entrenched meanders, for example, you will find there. Waterfalls you will find there. So all of these are which kind of landform? Erosional landform. Okay, so 1 and 3. Then coming to the physiography of India, Satpura range is spread over 2 states only, no? Okay, several states. You have Gujarat, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh. Then, okay, Nilgiri Hills is spread over 3 states only. Nilgiri is correct. Okay, what have they given is correct as such. Yeah, that is first is incorrect. Okay, you have Satpura, extension you have in Gujarat, extension you have in Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so option should be, correct option should be what? Nilgiri 3, Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. So that's the correct option. No, B is the right option. Mahadev Hills, if they ask, then 2. Okay, in the Satpura range we talk about, there are several states are there. Benguela, Agulhas, Oyashio. Which are the warm currents? Only Agulhas. Benguela current is cold current. Oyashio current flowing along Japan. Which kind of current? Cold current coming from the poles. So, Agulhas. Alluvial soils are found in valley areas of the Brahmaputra rivers as well as the fringes of the southern peninsula. Alluvial soils found in valleys of Brahmaputra rivers as well as fringes of southern peninsula. Fringes of southern peninsula means coastal plain they are talking about. Fringe means outer periphery. So that is correct. Texture of alluvial soil is uniform across all regions with no variation. Okay, that is wrong. Okay, we have a lot of variation. Alluvial soils are rich in potash but deficient in organic matter and nitrogen. Okay, that is correct. So 1 and 3. Water vapor decreases from equator to what poles? True or false? Depends on what? Rate of evaporation. So equator we have highest rate of evaporation. That's why you have decrease of water vapor. Dust particles are present in higher concentration near the equator in comparison to subtropics. Okay, I think again this is a question that is repeated. Earlier also in some paper they have asked you. Right. So dust particles present high concentration near the equator in comparison to subtropics. Correct or incorrect? In subtropics, you will have more amount of dust particle. Otherwise, in equatorial area, they keep on getting removed. Okay, because you have the movement of wind away. Insolation received by equator is comparatively less than compared to tropics. True or false? Insolation is comparatively less. That is false. No, insolation receive equator is comparatively less than the tropic acid. Okay, it should be false. So what is the correct option? A. Okay, A should be right option. Then Azerbaijan, Iran, Kazakhstan, Russia, Uzbekistan. How many countries does have border with Caspian Sea? You can take a look at the map. Okay, I think Caspian Sea, Azerbaijan has border, Iran has border, Uzbekistan does not have border. Right. So what is the correct option? Only 4. Okay, only 4. Uzbekistan does not have border. Context of Indian drainage system: Jhelum river joins Satluj river directly. True or false? False. Which river does it join? Chenab. Ravi river joins Chenab river directly. True or false? True. Beas river joins Satluj river directly. True or false? True. So 2 and 3. B is the right option. Okay, what is the last river which joins with the Indus? Satluj river. Right? Satluj carries water from all the 4 rivers and then joins it. With reference to IOD, positive IOD associated with the El Nino condition, while negative IOD is associated with the La Nina condition. Indian Ocean dipole we are talking about. So positive IOD means where you have high temperature. Western Indian Ocean we have high temperature, and in the negative IOD what do we have? Eastern Indian Ocean we have lower temperature. So like this. Whenever you have, I think we have discussed this, I made a table. Okay, so whenever you have positive phase, that time generally what years you will find? El Nino years. Negative phase associated with which year generally? La Nina years. Okay, that's why the El Nino is compensated whenever you have positive phase of IOD. Positive IOD when is characterized with relatively colder western? No, that is incorrect one. Where you have high temperature in positive IOD phase. Western Indian Ocean higher temperature, Eastern Indian Ocean you have low temperature. So colder, no, that will be relatively hot, warm as such. So what is correct option? 1 only. Okay. So A. Right. Which of the following changes occur in upper atmospheric circulation during the summer season in India? Summer season, westerly jet stream strengthens or weakens? Westerly jet stream strengthens over in Indian peninsula, while the tropical easterly jet stream weakens. Westerly jet stream withdraws from the northern plains of India, and the tropical easterly jet stream becomes active over the Indian peninsula, and that brings what? Monsoon rainfall. Okay, because when does monsoon enter India? We have seen that in winters, what do we have? 2 branches of jet stream, one to the north, other to the south. And when summer comes, what happens? This branch shifts north. As this branch shifts north, the high pressure that it creates, it simply collapses. And due to collapse of high pressure, suddenly what you see? Monsoon winds begin to enter into India as such. So what is going on with westerly jet stream? Withdrawing from the northern plains of India, and at the same time, due to heating of Tibetan plateau, what would you see? The movement of tropical easterly jet stream. Okay, that is helping in monsoon, helping the monsoon. So B. Then we have the regarding the meteo tsunamis. Meteo tsunamis are larger in size compared to seismic tsunamis. They are caused by the impact of asteroid. True or false? Meteorite. Meteo tsunamis decrease in size as they enter shallow water. No, all tsunamis will, what happen to them? Increase in size. And tsunami, if talk about seismic tsunami, meteo tsunamis are relatively, okay, are smaller, okay, as compared to seismic tsunami as such. That means what is the correct option? Only, no, all 3 are incorrect, right? So what is the correct option? D, okay, none of the above. Then we have Kosi river, known for causing destruction Bihar due to its frequent meandering. What is the frequent region, primary region for Kosi river's frequent change in course? Silting. Okay, it is carrying a large amount of silt. So C should be answer. Heavy sediment deposition, okay, due to, because 7 streams are coming that makes up Kosi rivers. That's why erosion is extensive. Tectonic plates are composed of both oceanic and continental lithosphere. True or false? True. Okay. Strip of magnetic field along the mid-oceanic ridges help in determining the rates of plate movement. Okay, that is true, because as they spread, okay, you can calculate the rate. So along divergent plate boundaries, subduction carries plates in the mantle. No, along convergent plate boundaries. So 1 and 2. A. Then we have Western Ghat, Eastern Ghat, which is higher? Height of Western Ghats generally decrease from north to south. Highest peak of Western Ghat is Anaimod. Not correct. Then height of Western Ghat increases as you move from, because southern peak is what? Highest, Anaimodi, Dota Beta, all these are in south. So A is the right option. Swell wave, they are long wavelength ocean wave, mostly caused due to tectonic activity known to travel for a larger distance. Okay, so swell wave are long wavelength, right? Mostly cause tectonic activity, no, known to travel large distances, 1 and 3. Okay, so how many statement? 1 and 3 means only 2 statement is correct. So B. Which of the following evidences provide support to the continental drift theory? Simple evidence, 5 evidences we have discussed. All of these are evidences or not? Placer deposits, okay, that is correct. Glacial tillite deposit of Gondwana system. Similarities in rock neither side of mid-oceanic ridge. No, mid-oceanic ridge was not even discovered during continental drift. It was discovered during the sea floor spreading theory and all. So 1, 2 and 4. Lemurs. Lemurs are animals that are found in India, Madagascar, Africa. Why? Because all these were once upon a time connected together. Huh? 45. Huh? 1 and 3. Yeah, they basically this one. Swell wave, what they have written? It is caused by tectonic activity. No, it is not caused by tectonic activity. That is incorrect. Yeah, simply it is because of cyclones, tornadoes maybe they can cause. Meteo. Meteo means what? You can think like this. Meteo comes from meteorological. Meteorological means where movement is going on. Okay, so meteo, tsunami, swell wave, all of these are basically related to what? Same kind of phenomena. Consider the following statement: the Gulf is part of the ocean that is partially enclosed by land. Right, that's why Gulf of Mexico. What do we have? From all sides it is surrounded by land. So you can look at any gulf and you'll see. Strait is a narrow water body connecting two large bodies of water. Okay, that's simple definition. So what is the correct option? 1 and 2, C. Which of the following statement regarding black soil in India is not correct? Black soil are called as argillaceous. Argillaceous means more than 60% of content is what? 60% content is clay content. So which one? Okay, so B is incorrect one. Convective rainfall occurs where the mountain acts as a barrier. No, that is which rainfall? Orographic rainfall. Cyclonic rainfall occurs the movement of moisture passes low pressure area due to when the movement of moisture passes low pressure area due to pressure difference. That is correct. Okay, so you have cyclone formation simply. So what is correct option? B. Then with reference to metamorphic rock formed out of existing rock undergoing recrystallization, right, because of the high temperature pressure. Foliation is an essential characteristic of these rocks. Limestone and granite are the example. Limestone is which kind of rock? Sedimentary rock. Okay, so limestone, granite is igneous rock. The third statement is correct. Second statement, foliation, where do you see? Foliation is, I think, sedimentary rock, no? Yeah, foliation will not happen here. So what is the correct option? 1. Yeah, that is the first one. First is only correct. Yeah, 2 and 3 are incorrect. Limestone is sedimentary, granite is igneous.